Alright, good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist James Sickler here in the New Hampshire Storm Center. We are tracking some severe weather making its way through New England at this time. I apologize for any lagginess in the stream. Try to get this all loaded up. Again, I apologize if the stream is a little bit laggy. So it looks like we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings issued. Keep an eye on this. Check that off. There we go. So this is a storm that we are continuing to be monitoring in Maine. Let's go ahead and put a track out on this. So again, 316 in Saco, 316 in Biddeford, Old Orchard Beach getting in around 318 this afternoon. So we are keeping an eye on this. This is, and it has been a very active afternoon for some areas. As you can see here, we have a second storm making its way up in the Laconia area, the Wolfboro area. They had actually had a severe thunderstorm warning issued, with a tornado warning attached to that, as a tornado possibly some damage has occurred with that storm. We are watching that as well, keeping an eye on National Weather Service to see if there is any confirmed reports. Alright. Let's take a look to see if this storm is rotating. I saw signs of rotation earlier and not completely 100% positive, but we are keeping an eye on that. Go ahead and zoom back in there. Again, maybe some signs of seeing some rotation. Nothing too extreme right now. Let's check the hail size. So again, only around a ½ inch size hail, so nothing too crazy. It looks like some hail starting to show up on our radar just to the north of Sanford. Let's go ahead and put those warnings back on. Nothing too high or extremes for hail size. We are monitoring that. The dew points are somewhat in the humid range. Not extremely humid, but we are keeping an eye on where this severe weather is happening right now, which is in southern Maine. We do have dew points up in the mid to low or lower to mid 60s, so it is fairly humid there. Around 70-degree dew points in southeastern New Hampshire. Against southern Maine is where you have that higher humidity for the area. So that's what's going to be fueling these thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and throw the Storm Prediction Center outlook on here for today. Last time I checked, it was at a marginal risk. Again, we are at that marginal risk for seeing some severe weather this afternoon. Nothing too severe, but it could become any storm could become severe. We are monitoring that, and we will be posting on social media again and doing these live streams every so often to update on what's going on. So again, marginal risk for more southern and more central parts of New Hampshire. Northern New Hampshire has a less slight risk, but you are at that risk. I would imagine that they might issue a slight risk for some areas. Very, very isolated. Nothing. It's not going to be a widespread severe day. Scattered to isolated, more isolated to scattered than more widespread. But we are seeing some storms starting to pop up already across New England. So again, we do have these storms popping up in northern New Hampshire, northeastern New Hampshire rather, and southern Maine. Again, there's a chance that these could become severe. Not all storms will become severe today. You do have a chance of seeing some downpours and some small hail, not large hail, and some strong damaging winds with some of these storms. Again, this storm, I am keeping an eye on this It's not particularly dangerous, but it is again a severe thunderstorm warning, so you should be taking these warnings seriously. That means that winds have been estimated at over 60 miles an hour or greater. Possible hail damage or possible damage with some strong winds is likely with these storms. Hail is also possible with a storm. You have had a history of producing a half an inch size hail, and only around a 10% chance of seeing hail. So this storm isn't not most likely going to produce some hail, but it is. We are keeping an eye on this storm, monitoring all the other storms throughout the area this afternoon. And Massachusetts actually is also having some severe weather. Not too crazy, but they are having some stronger thunderstorms. Keep an eye on that. We have had a few thunderstorms near Brockton and Boston. This one seems to be a little bit stronger, and that's if you're in South Duxbury and Duxbury, 3:28 is your estimated time of arrival for that storm. So be prepared for strong damaging winds, small hail possible, and some torrential rainfall. Otherwise, you do have a few areas of stronger to heavier rainfall, possibly some damaging winds with this. Nothing too crazy for right now. We are monitoring this as the afternoon will move on. No tornado warnings yet for this storm. I would imagine there won't be, but this severe thunderstorm warning should be canceled. It expires in around about half an hour to 35 minutes. So anywhere in this severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be on alert for some severe weather for this afternoon. Special marine warning issued for just to the north of Cape Connecticut and south of Kennebunk. We are monitoring this storm. Just going to be some damaging wind gusts along the coastline. Could bring up the wave height, and also some extreme rainfall with this. This storm seems to be moving pretty quickly, around 40 miles per hour. Let's go ahead for a track of that again. 3:20 is your arrival time for Saco. 3:22 for Biddeford. Older should reach around 3:25. The storm is moving to the southeast, approximately 39 miles per hour, with up to 3/4 inch size hail. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So this storm is looking like it's going to be making its way to the coastline around 3:30 for this afternoon in southeastern Maine near Scarborough, Biddeford, and Kennebunk. You might get the very western portion of the storm. So areas of heavy rainfall showing up by Gorham is where we do have that heavy rainfall. Just to the north of Sanford as well. And Portland might be getting into some heavier rainfall. This isn't going to be producing a tornado as it looks like at the moment. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning starting around 3:30, which is the time it should reach the coastline within the next half an hour. So we are also watching a storm just to the south of Brandon, Vermont, and just to the north of Rutland, up to half an inch size hail. We do have a 80% chance of hail with this storm, so this hail will most likely be producing. This storm will most likely be producing hail, rather, just to the south of Brandon, Vermont. Again, it's not going to be large hail, small hail around penny or pea to penny size, possibly up to dime size. Nothing too extreme for the storm, and there's not a severe thunderstorm warning issued on that yet. Also monitoring some areas of heavier rainfall just to the northwest of Norway and southeast of Gorham, New Hampshire. We are watching this for some heavier rainfall and possibly some strong winds. So currently there are no severe thunderstorm warning issued for New Hampshire. These storms are going to be again producing some heavier rainfall and some damaging winds possibly up northern New Hampshire. Southern New Hampshire, we do have that risk again anywhere in New England between pretty much all of New Hampshire, Vermont, and western portions of Maine. We do have a chance of seeing severe weather for this afternoon. Let's go ahead and throw up the Storm Prediction Center outlook one more time before I end the stream. Again, we are at that marginal risk for southern New Hampshire and getting into the risk for seeing some thunderstorms in northern New Hampshire. So pretty much almost all of New Hampshire is underneath that marginal risk of seeing some severe weather. Where the exception is in very, very northern portions of New Hampshire, and just north of Berlin is where that cutoff point is for that severe weather. So again, anywhere outlined in this green color is where we do have that chance of seeing some severe weather, mainly again in the darker green area shaded in by the Storm Prediction Center. Anywhere again in this area you do have a risk of seeing some severe weather. So again, this has just been an update on the severe weather. If there are any severe thunderstorm warnings issued for New Hampshire, I will be back on later on this afternoon. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Stay tuned again for more updates throughout the afternoon.